Hey, I'm Nate Savage and welcome to Guitareo POV. This is a little series where we're going to talk about really opinionated or charged things and maybe even get a little controversial. And I'm going to want your opinion on this stuff because it's a great conversation to have. This episode, we're going to talk about fretboard navigation systems. And when I say that, I'm talking about things like the cage system where you use your 5 fundamental open chord shapes to navigate the fretboard up and down the neck, or the 3-note per string system where you use your 7 3-note per string scale shapes to get around the fretboard, or even things like playing by ear from a purely intervallic or note driven system. Over the years, as I've been studying and learning more about the guitar, I've kind of developed a more neutral or kind of diplomatic stance about fretboard navigation systems because I tend to use them all. And if you don't know about these systems, you can find out more by clicking the links below the video. But I'm curious to know, which ones do you like to use more in your playing? I find for myself that it depends on what style of music that I'm playing. If I'm playing more of a chop-based music that's like metal or rock, I tend to use the 3-note per string way of navigating the fretboard. If I'm playing over some music with a lot of different chord changes, I tend to use triads or the caged system. It just helps me hit the chord tones better. Another thing that I really like that I'm not as good at is playing melodically with just using intervals or the actual note names. My favorite guitar player in the world, Brett Garza, doesn't use shapes at all. He just is purely interval or note based. So I'm curious, do you use a particular fretboard navigation system for different styles of music, or do you just use one all the time, or do you kind of use all three at the same time that I'm talking about here? I've heard so many different opinions on this from so many world-class players, and whatever they use works for them. They sound great. But I was talking to one guitar player that I really respect and admire one time, and he said, don't even bother using the cage system. I don't use it at all. You don't need it. Just 3-note per strings is the way to go. And I thought, well, I think you're missing out on a lot of stuff as far as playing over chord changes. But he was kind of a shredder, more of a rock or metal-based player, so the 3-note per string system really made sense for him. So I want to know, which fretboard navigation system do you think is best, or which one do you use the most? Let me know in the comments below. See you later.